Teach?
It's not really teaching.
I can't teach.
Last year we did theatre of the absurd. I got someone from my old French department to talk to them. A waste of time. It was all way over their heads. It's the practical experience I think would be fantastic. So don't think of it as teaching. It's just a bunch of kids who'd love to hear you talk.
I'd really rather not.
Just let me tell you. My year 11s are doing political theatre. It would be fantastic if you could give them an introduction to Brecht. Epic theatre, the alienation effect. I tried to get them to read Mother Courage by tying the themes into their European history course, but big ask. And I've tried to talk them through all the theory, but I still remember that production you did at uni. The Caucasian Chalk Circle. It was so exciting, like an adventure story. And I remember the ending when the peasant girl won't pull the child out of the circle because she doesn't want to hurt it, and then the judge gives her the child because she's the best mother.
The child to the motherless.
Yes! Was really... I remember all that time ago, it was moving. Which is confusing because you're not supposed to, in his plays, you're not supposed to feel anything. So, it would be great for them to have someone who actually directs plays come and talk to them about it. Make it clearer. Brecht's theory.
Brecht was a Marxist. That was his theory. Studying political theatre, that should include the study of the politics, don't you think? You teach in a private church school. How did that go down? Brecht was an artist. Anyway, not a theorist. He can't be pinned down. It's not what the syllabus wants him to be. He's not a toothless tiger that'll help your exam score. Do you know what play he was going to put on when he died? My Fair Lady. That doesn't fit the theory, does it? Teach him that.
And that's what I want! Help them see through the cliche.
I know, Jess. I know why you're asking me, but right now, at this point...
The last 6 months, your father, you're exhausted.
I talked someone into doing a show because I thought I could save her, but I couldn't. And I abandoned her when she needed my support. I left the whole thing in a mess. I walked from a show, so I don't want to be in a rehearsal room or a theatre, not for a while.
But this isn't directing, and it isn't teaching. It's just keeping a connection while you recover.
I'm going to spend Christmas at the beach with my mother, at Nick and Sonia's place. They're lending me the house. We're going to have time together to talk, recover, so I'm grateful, touched, but no.
But it's just an hour, sometime in the new year, whenever it suited you, just to use some of what you know. Wouldn't it be lovely? And we pay well. Our drama program is better funded than a lot of professional theatres. And politics would not be an issue. Our headmaster's a history teacher. He's always saying Marxism is dead.
He said that?
Oh, yes.
Well, he actually said that?
He makes jokes about it. Thinks he's hilarious, even the 20th time he says it. How can you have a class war if there is no class system?
In front of school kids.
I know.
So, I'm in an airport, waiting for my mother, and despite myself, I'm thinking about Bertolt Brecht. I'm not thinking about his plays or his poetry, but one of the essays he wrote. He wrote a million of them on writing, on theatre, acting, politics. This essay's from a collection called Über den Beruf des Schauspielers, on the actor's profession. It's about how to direct actors playing a crowd on stage. Brecht insists people in a crowd on stage shouldn't move around realistically, getting up, sitting down, doing individual stage business. What actors in a crowd should do, as in real life, is move only when the situation, well, that is to say, when the power balance changes. And since people don't move much in real life, in theatre they should do it even less to make things clearer. I'm thinking this because all the people in this airport look like a group of people playing a crowd in an airport. Maybe it's because they're all half turned to each other and chatting, and half turned to these big windows that look out into the tarmac, which is where the audience would be. While I'm thinking this, there's this kid racing around and bashing into people's legs and bouncing off and racing away again like a human pinball. This is the Ballina Byron Bay Airport. Oh, I probably should have told you that already. But people here are supposed to be completely free of tension and aggression and at peace with everything and one with the earth and the universe. But these actors represent all the people in the arrivals hall, and because this is theatre, we have direct live access to what it's like to be a human being.
Someone should control that kid.
He is really pissing me off.
Where's his brat parent? To hurt himself and then scream the place down.
I'd like to drop kick the little shit out into the car park.
This woman, dressed all in white, streaked bleached hair, too much tan so her skin looks like an elephant that's been dipped in chocolate. She tries to slow him down at least.
Tyson, what's Sandy gonna bring you for Chrissy, love?
Fuck you, Grandma.
And she smiles at me, and we can hear it, what she's thinking, and it sounds like...
He disobeys me, torments me, he abuses me, it's a nightmare, and I can't tell him off, I can't tell him it's wrong, and I certainly can't smack him, and that's what I'd like to do, smack the little bugger's ass, but my idiot moron daughter wants him to grow up without stress. What about my stress?
The plane is due to land, and I go to the window to see. But the real reason I go to the window is to get close to this guy, 18 years old, 20 at the most. From the way they're standing, I can tell he's with this young woman. As you can see, I'm standing close enough to feel his body heat. I can see the vein in his bicep and his left nipple. Yes, it was lust that got me over here, but even now, I can't get away from the topic.
Oh, Zita! The flicker is gelandet!
Because he's German! What these two are thinking in translation.
Is this guy who's looking my boyfriend all over? He is disgusting.
Yes, I'm a very good-looking guy, so of course you want to look me all over. I'm okay with this. It is cool. Everything here is cool. I like it here. The weather is so beautiful and people can wear almost nothing. And I'm thinking I'm going to stay here for the surfing and not go back to the university in Heidelberg, which you don't know yet and will make you very unhappy. And you go back to Berlin to live with your boring friends.
But the point is, the reason that I present this is that I'm led, yet again, against my will, once more, back to our main topic. The thought, in fact, a memory, takes place in Berlin, winter, checkpoint Charlie.
Der Reisebus, guten Tag. Australien. So weit.
Sehr.
Warum besuchen Sie die DDR?
Theater.
Was?
Theater, ich bin Student. Theaterwissenschaft.
Weiß nichts davon.
Bertolt Brecht, Berliner Ensemble.
Weiß nicht.
You must have heard of him. He's one of the world's greatest playwrights and directors. And I'm going to see Mother Courage and her children here at the Berliner Ensemble in your half of the city. I can't believe you haven't heard of it. But their friend is here. And they go to greet her. And they're wheeling the stairs away from the plane. Where is she? Everyone else is already off, and the building is full of people and backpacks and Christmas presents. Have I missed her? Drooling over the German and thinking about Brecht and Berlin? But she hasn't come. At the last minute, she's decided not to come. Phone conversation, staged without using phones.
There she was at the door. Such a surprise. She'd driven 4 hours, didn't even make sure I was home, just got in the car and drove. I was thrilled to see her, of course I was. Hardly saw her at your dad's funeral. She came in, all she wanted was a cup of tea. I asked her what she was doing for Christmas. She told me about the house at the beach. I said, terrific. But she said she just wanted to stay home and rest. I said, I told her, you go. The world of good. Bill loved the beach. The best thing you could do. But she drank half her tea, got up and back out to the car.
All that way.
She just wanted to get home again. She did look tired. But you make sure she gets to the beach for Christmas. The best thing, just the two of you after everything you've been through. Get her out of that house. It's a perfect way to spend this first Christmas. You make sure she gets there. You make her promise.
But she hasn't come. And then, out there, still walking from the plane, the sunlight is bouncing off the tarmac, making her skin a strange colour. You made it. You're here. Well, I'll get your bag and we can go.
Let me sit. I'm tired.
Yes, rest. That's what you need.
Tired. All the time.
You'll get plenty of rest now that you're here.
This morning, I was in the shower getting ready. I needed the toilet. I couldn't hold back, so I went there in the shower. There was blood, and I think I hurt my back. Pulled a muscle. This pain in my back just won't go away.
Look, you can see Mount Warning.
Are we here?
We're at the house.
This isn't your house.
No, Nick and Sunday's. You remember that?
Did we drive?
From the airport, yep.
I don't remember.
We saw hang gliders. Here's your tea. Drink that and you'll feel much better.
I did some gardening days ago. I don't remember. Just to fill in time. I got so tired I had to sit down every 5 minutes. Hardly been bothered in the end. I kept going. Pulled out weeds, watered everything. That garden that your father and I loved. I went inside to make some toast, just to have something to eat, even though the thought of food makes me sick. I was taking the bread out of the toaster when I saw my hand. My wedding ring was gone. It must have slipped off when I was digging. I went back and looked. I dug in that garden for hours. All those things your father and I planted. I couldn't find it. Gone. Look. No wedding ring. 52 years. Never off my finger. And now it's gone. Oh, I feel sick. I can't even enjoy a cup of tea.
You won't know yourself after a week here. Rest. Do whatever you want. If that means never having to leave the veranda, then that's what we'll do. You'll see how much better you feel.
We will, because there's a dance sequence coming up, we